everyone, it's me, Teacher Dimple, and as usual, I'm super duper excited to teach you all. So, today we are going to study GK. Lesson number 35, Bike Safety. So, isn't it fun to ride a bike? It is, right? Everyone loves to ride a bike, right? And it is very healthy also, no? It is a kind of exercise. But there are certain rules that you must follow when you're riding a bike. Let us see what they are. So what do you have to do in this lesson? In this lesson, you have to fill up some blanks. Let's see if you can answer them. The first one is, wear a dash at all times when riding a bicycle. So, whenever you are riding a bicycle, what should you wear? You should wear a helmet, right? And it is very, very important now. Why is it important? Because just in case if you fall down or if you bump into someone, what will the helmet do? It will protect your head, right? So, whenever you are riding a bicycle, make sure to wear a helmet. Okay? The second one is, slow down and check for dash at all corners. So, whenever you are riding a bicycle, and sometimes what happens is that you have to take a turn when you are riding a bicycle. So, what should you do? Whenever you are taking a turn, you should always slow down and you should check for the traffic, right? You should check when you're turning that whether somebody else is coming from there or not. Because if you do not check, if you will go in the same speed, what can happen? You might bump into someone, right? And not just when you're turning. Suppose if you're going on a straight road, okay? So whenever we are going on a straight road, there are some cuts also, right? Whenever you go on the roads, you see squares. Then you also see some cuts on the roads where you can see a different road going. So what should you do? Whenever you see such corners, you should always slow down your speed so that if somebody is coming from the other street, you don't bump into that person. Okay? The third one is, keep both hands on the dash while riding a bicycle. So when you're riding a bicycle, where should you keep your hands? You should keep both of your hands on the handlebars, right? Why? Why is it so? Because if you won't keep your hands on the handlebars, what can happen? You might lose your balance and you can fall down, right? So, in order to avoid that, you should always keep your hands on the handlebars. Don't ever try to do any kind of dangerous stunts. Okay? The fourth one is, avoid dash streets. What kind of streets should you avoid? You should avoid busy streets. And why should you avoid the busy streets? Because there is a lot of traffic on the busy streets, right? And right now, you're way too small, right? So you should always avoid the busy streets where there is a lot of traffic. Okay? Number 5. Before you take off, check if the dash of your bicycle work. Now, before you take off, that means जब आप साइकिलिंग करने जाओ उसके पहले what do you have to check? You should check whether the brakes of your bicycle are working or not, right? Because if the brakes don't work, what can happen? You might get hurt, right? Do you like to get hurt? No, na. Because it pains a lot when we get hurt. So, you should always check your brakes before you go for cycling. Okay? Number 6. Before riding, make sure that there is enough dash in the tubes of your bicycle. Now, what is there in the tubes of your bicycle? There is air, right? So, before you go for cycling, you should always check whether there is enough air in the tubes or not, right? Because if the air is not enough, what might happen? The tires may get punctured, you might fall down, and even if you don't fall down, what can happen? You won't be able to ride your bicycle properly now if there won't be enough air. So you should always check the air. Okay? The next one is avoid wearing dash clothes. They can get tangled in the chain and tire of the bicycle. So what kind of clothes should you avoid wearing when you're riding a bicycle? You should avoid wearing loose clothes, right? Why should you avoid wearing loose clothes? Because what can happen if your clothes are very loose? Then they can get tangled. What is the meaning of tangled? Tangled means ulaj jana. If you're going to wear loose clothes, then your clothes might get tangled in the chain and the tires of your bicycle. Okay? So you should always wear the clothes that fit you properly, not very loose clothes. Okay? The last one is wearing a reflective dash is useful when riding in the dark. Wearing a reflective dash. What is the answer? It is a jacket. Wearing a reflective jacket is useful when riding in the dark. So if you're riding in the dark, are there headlights in your bicycle? Like we have headlights in the cars, in the two-wheelers, but we don't have headlights in the bicycle, right? So what can you do? You can wear a reflective jacket. Now what is a reflective jacket? There is radium on the reflective jacket. So what happens if you wear a reflective jacket? Suppose you are going for cycling. Okay, you are doing cycling and you see a car coming from the front. What will happen if you are wearing a reflective jacket? तो कार का जो headlight होगा, उसके headlight से आपके jacket पर light आएगा, right? Then what will happen? If your jacket is reflective, it is going to shine. Okay? Your jacket is also going to shine. Alright? So when your jacket will shine, जो car driver है, he can see, he will be able to see you properly. So you won't be into an accident, right? So you should try wearing a reflective jacket when you go for cycling at night. Okay? Now, these were all the fill in the blanks. Now let us come to a fact. The fact is, the Tour de France was first held in the year 1903. It is the most famous cycling race in the world today. Now, you must have heard about cycling races, right? People have cycling races in the schools. Then, wherever you are living in your society also, you must be having some cycling races. But there is a very, very famous cycling race which is famous in the entire world. What is the name of that race? The name is the Tour de France. And when was it held? It was held in the year 1903 for the first time. Okay? So now I hope that all of you are going to follow all the rules of bike safety. Right? Alright then. I'll see you all next time, kids. Bye.